Hey folks, welcome back to another day. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Dee. I make lifestyle content that chronicles my everyday life, and I also do reviews on Black and brown owned businesses. So if that's something that you like, make sure that you like the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, join the internet fam, and turn the notification bell on so that you're notified every single time I upload. Anyways, as you can see, I am just getting ready for a workout this morning. Y'all know that I've gained a whole lot of weight in this marriage. I guess we can call it healthy weight, but it's not so healthy because I feel my skin stretching, and this is honestly the biggest that I've ever been. I have to work out. And when I tell you guys that I'm in this room all the time, I mean it. It's like 6:30 in the morning and I'm about to work out. Like, I'm literally in this room for like 10 to 11, sometimes 12, depending on what time I get up here, hours a day. One day, if we have a gym, wherever that may be, I really hope it's somewhere that can allow me to just like work out fully. Before I get my workout on, I just wanted to talk to you guys really quick about the pepper stuff from African grocery store. Now I'm trying to think. As you saw in that kind of portion of the video, I picked up this little jar of like extremely hot, extra hot pepper sauce, condiment, whatever. And I was kind of hesitant to try it because one, I like spicy foods, but I don't like spicy foods when they're incredibly hot. I completely forgot about it until, I don't know, maybe a couple days ago. And now mind you, I haven't had it for that long, so I mean, I broke it out probably like a day after I bought it. It actually isn't bad. Like, it actually has a nice flavor. It's very, very spicy. Very spicy. Like, just keep that in mind. It's very spicy. And I was trying to Google it and stuff, but it looked like it was homemade, and I tried it. We like it. My boo loves it because it's a spice level that totally resonates with him, so he loves it. Man, so yesterday, so I tried like a teeny bit, right? And I can't remember what I eaten it with, but I tried a little bit when I first opened it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, my mouth's so fire. Mind you, I only tried a little bit, and I mean, when I say a little bit, I mean maybe like 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's how small it was, and my mouth was on fire. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can handle this. This is good. Like, it's still spicy, but you know, I can handle it. So y'all, I decided to put probably 3 or 4 times that amount. So basically like a teaspoon's worth of that spice on my rice, because I had chicken, just like really plain, just plain chicken with some seasoned rice. The rice was seasoned with some, what's it called? Chicken bouillon. Y'all, let me tell you right now. My stomach was gurgling, okay? It's only now that I'm feeling some relief. And I'm sure you guys could figure out why I feel relief, so I'm not going to go into detail. Another thing that I, kind of wanted to talk about is accessibility in my videos. So you may have noticed that the first couple of videos of the year I put out had subtitles to them, or captions, whatever you want to call them. And I did that for a reason, because not everybody can understand what I'm saying. Not everybody can hear what I'm saying. So I'm trying to put out videos that are more accessible to different types of people as much as I can, right? I mean, it would be much more accessible if I had some translations on my videos, like different African languages, different Indian languages, other Asian languages, South American, like, you know what I mean? That would make it super inclusive and accessible for people. But I feel like that probably won't happen for a very long time, unless I have people who take my videos and want to translate them for me and offer that translation. I'm trying to figure out what works best, so leave me a comment down below, because the last video did not have any subtitles, and I did that on purpose. Like, I wanted to see if it might make the video better, or if it felt like it was less accessible or something. So leave comments down below giving me some feedback on accessibility. Really, just are the subtitles / captions helpful, or would you rather me just not put them on there? I'm coming to you with some not so great news. I wasn't sure if I was going to include this in the vlog. I had actually filmed this already, but I deleted it seriously like 5 minutes ago because I was just like, I'm a hot blubbering mess and that's not cute. Yeah, that's just not cute. So we had to put one of our dogs down. And that's mainly why I was kind of a blubbering mess yesterday. I mean, you wouldn't have seen that, but because like I said, I just deleted the footage. Let me come to the internet fam in a better-ish state and kind of explain what happened. About 3 or 4 months ago, we got back from South Africa. So we've been back in the States for about 4 months. And when we got back, I think maybe within a month of us being back, one of our dogs, Ranger, the Rhodesian Ridgeback, and I'll be putting up like photos and stuff of him because he was just got sick. And at first we thought it was just allergies. He had a lot of mucus coming out. I know it's TMI, sorry. But he had a lot of mucus coming out and just kind of a lot of discharge coming out of his nose. He was drooling a lot and just experiencing some things that we hadn't seen on a dog before, really. So we just chalked it up to allergies. Over the course of a couple of months, his symptoms started to get worse. Throughout this time, my boo was taking him back and forth to the vet, putting him on different courses of drugs and medication, antibiotics, even human allergy medicine, all sorts of different types of medication that were supposed to at least help with the congestion and the discharge. So there might have been one point where things seemed to be looking up, looking positive, but then it, quickly went downhill from there. And it seemed like when that happened, when he was kind of on the downturn, new symptoms were popping up. So the first month or so was just the mucus, and he had blockage in his nose. He couldn't breathe through his nose. After that happened, he started to vomit. Like, this is probably within the past month. He was vomiting, not even just once a day, but like multiple times a day. It seemed like he wasn't keeping the medication down because in the midst of the vomit, we would see the pills that we were giving him in there. Within the past couple of weeks, it seems like all of the symptoms just got crazy exponentially because it was literally a matter of 3 weeks and things just really got worse. So he wasn't keeping food down. He was rejecting the medication. So we took him off the medication we just decided to take him off the medication because we knew that it wasn't doing anything. If he had been through all these antibiotics, these steroids and things, and still wasn't experiencing any sort of relief, then it's really at a point of no return. And to do the imaging and possible surgery would have cost us upwards of like $10,000 to $15,000. When it comes to an animal, it depends. If you have a disposable income, you're making millions of dollars, and this is like your one animal that you want to try to keep around for as long as possible, then yeah, maybe we'd spend that type of money on him. We're not in that position to just be spending tens of thousands of dollars on animals, and so we chose not to do that. But it was at a point where Homeboy was kind of in the range of what his breed Ridgebacks lived to, which was like 9 to 12 years, and he was 9 years old. And my boo had had him for 5 years, I believe, like 5 or 6 years. Gave him a lot of love. And then of course in the past 3 years he had me. His symptoms just kind of got worse and worse, and the vet speculated that he had cancer, which at that point, cancer in an animal is just not good. I mean, just like with a human, at some point it's going to take their life. You have to make a conscious decision of whether you want to, in terms of an animal, obviously not a human I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about an animal, but it gets to a point where you don't want them to continue suffering because it's just going to get worse and worse and worse, and they're just going to be in pure agony. So we decided to make the decision to put him down. And let me tell you, it's been a whirlwind of emotions. Like, I can feel emotion rising up in me, but I'm not afraid to show emotion because you guys know that I'm very real on this channel. At least I try to be as authentic as I possibly can. To say that I loved Ranger is like an understatement because I didn't realize just how much I loved him until he was gone, or until I realized like that time for him to go was coming up soon. And I'm so freaking glad, oh gosh, I'm an emotional mess, but I'm so freaking glad that I was able to be in his life and that he was in my life Yeah, he could be annoying just like pets are sometimes. And he was a little strange, he was a little quirky, he had his own little personality and stuff, but he was such a light to my life. He was a great little soul. He was like perfect in my opinion. And I'm so freaking thankful that he was around. And it's crazy because like I've had other dogs, they've passed away, but I've never been there. I've loved them, right? Like I've had a love for them, but I feel like with him it was completely different. I feel like he was the first dog in my entire life of having dogs and animals and stuff and pets that I truly felt like connected with. I feel like since day one, he was my, like I always called him my shadow because he was always following me. He would run to me, I feel like a lot of times before my boo, and mind you, my boo had him for 2 years longer than, you know, when I came into the picture. He was just a fun guy. Like if you watched him walk from like a distance, he would kind of prance, and anytime he would kind of go around the house, because downstairs is tiled, so obviously you can hear claws on them. We would say, oh, here comes Tippy Toes or Twinkle Toes or whatever, because you could hear him just tip tapping away throughout the house. You know that you guys saw him when he was up here on the couch, because this couch was his bed essentially, like he was just chilling out on the bed. But he is such a great soul, and I'm gonna miss him terribly. And I'm not gonna hear the tippy taps anymore. I'm not going to come back here and see him, you know. It's hard. It's really hard, and you don't realize just how much you love an animal until it makes you look and feel like this. And I can laugh because he was such a fun dog. He wasn't the type of dog that would jump on you all the time. Like sometimes he would, but I feel like with me, he really wouldn't jump up on me. Which is something that I wasn't used to, because I was so used to animals just jumping up on me, even for my dogs that were back in Jersey. Yeah, he was just a lovely dog, and I'm glad that he's not suffering anymore. I don't think he was in any pain up until the end, and we didn't want him to get to that point. We did not want him to get to the point where he was experiencing just pure agony, like to the point where he couldn't get up, couldn't use the bathroom, none of that. Like we did not want to have him get to that stage in his illness. Even when we were at the vet, she was like, you're doing a really kind thing. And I was telling my boo yesterday, like, damn, I can't believe I'm crying over a freaking dog. But this dog was like, for me, my world. It's like a family member, you know? For people who have had pets, whether it was a dog or a cat or a guinea pig or a bird, if that was like your animal, that was your pet, there's like a connection that's like inseparable. There's just an inseparable bond between two people, between you and your dog, or you and your pet. When you lose them, or when you have to put them down, and when it gets to a point where they're no longer physically here, it's tough. And you feel like a part of your heart got ripped out. I didn't think that I was going to be this emotional, but at the same time I was kind of like, Denise, you're an empath. You feel all the feels all the time. There really is not a day where you go by without crying. Trying to air out some emotions and some thoughts, and this is very cathartic for me. So just bear with me for a sec. But I told my boo yesterday that I have not felt this level of sadness since my mom passed away. My mom passed away almost 9 years ago. When a parent dies, you expect it because they're older, and that just seems like the way that life should be, right? And even if you expect it, because some of you guys may know that my mom had breast cancer. She was battling it for like almost 10 years, if not 10 years. And that's ultimately what took her life. And so with cancer, depending on the person, depending on treatment and everything, will sometimes be battling it for 20, 30, 40 years, or be in remission, you know, for a good portion of that, or be like my mom and only deal with it for like a decade and then end up passing away from it. Even though it was expected that she was going to die, it still hurts. It still feels like a load of pain. And I miss her terribly. There are things that I'll never be able to experience with her. Like, she never got to meet Paul. She'll never be able to meet our children whenever they come into the... She'll never be able to see a piece of property if we acquire one in South Africa or in other parts of the country, here in the States or other African countries and things of that nature. She'll never kind of really see the successes. And yes, I know that she's here in spirit, and there are a lot of times where I feel my mom's presence, and it's very strange because I feel like she's literally right here. It doesn't happen often, but it's like in certain situations, I feel like my mom is literally standing behind me, whispering in my ear, and I can audibly hear her, and it's very strange. But I haven't felt this sad since then. It's been a very, very long time, at least for me. And even though I cry like every day about something, I don't feel extreme sadness. And I know that I didn't get him, and I know that I wasn't in his life for its entirety. Excuse me, but I was literally in it for a third of his life, and that was not even enough, but it was enough for what it was. He's running free on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge. Hey folks, let me back up a little bit. So, welcome back to the vlog. Okay, I need to try to calm down a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm starving. I've made some purchases, which I have not done since December. I think I might have told you guys, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I have no idea, I can't remember at this point, that I basically went on a what is it called? Like I suspended spending. I stopped spending. I didn't spend anything on any kind of frivolous or extracurricular activities or products or services or anything during the month of January. I wanted to kind of just have a spend-free month. I was influenced by the talk of the tick, okay? Somehow I was scrolling through and I came across these people talking about this product that I'm about to share with you guys. It's right on top here. And it's a food product. And people were raving about it. There's like a main ingredient in here that some people just really aren't fans of. And when they tasted it, they were like, oh my gosh, it was so good, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm talking about is the cracked potato bar from Chef LaRue. And Chef LaRue is based in Houston, and you guys already know that I'm like in the Austin area. Yeah, it's just so funny. So look at this card. Just pause and read the card. It's so funny. Cracked potato bar. Welcome to the LaRue family. As your plug, we are responsible for your addiction. We have sold separately. Oh my gosh! But it's this black guy who's a chef, and he created this product that apparently is really, really good. So I'm about to taste it with y'all. I literally just got it. So it came via UPS, so it's a little bit battered, which is fine. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. What does this remind me of? It reminds me of bread pudding. That's what it reminds me of. I was a little bit skeptical, right? I was just kind of like, I'm not really sure. I like sweet potatoes in very basic forms, so I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But when I was hearing people saying, oh my gosh, like I don't even like sweet potatoes and it's so good, it's like caramelly, blah, 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 I was like, oh, bet, I definitely have to try this out. So let's just do a little prayer. Heavenly Father, I hope this don't kill me. Amen. Okay, so, I didn't even show you, I'm so sorry, I'm such a horrible like vlogger because I'm like really excited to share this with you because it smells really, really good. It smells like a really good bread pudding, and I love bread pudding. So this is what it looks like. There's a little hole here just because some of it got on the thing here, so that's what that little hole is from. It's not very deep, but this is what it looks like. Kind of looks like sweet potato pie, but I think it's kind of like a combination of like sweet potato pie and a bread pudding. So let's dig in. And you guys know I'm going to give you an honest opinion about this stuff because I don't think it's fair to lie to people. It's just stupid. All right, so here's our bite here. A little sniff. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I hope this don't have no eggs in it. This got shipped like a day or two ago, so it's fine. It should be fine. That's probably going to be gone by tomorrow. Let me talk you through the flavors that are just kind of bursting in my mouth right now. The bottom is very, very, very similar to like a bread pudding, maybe like a blondie type brownie. The top bit is basically, I think, just like roasted sweet potato. But then I think there's like caramel in the middle. So I think it's like the little crunchy, kind of silky, caramelly, like bread pudding, blondie like bottom bit. Then in the middle, it's like a little bit soft. And I think it has some caramel in it. And then the top layer is just like what looks like just roasted sweet potatoes that were probably mashed. But let me see if I can show you here. Hopefully this thing don't fall out. But you see here, there's like little bits. It looks like little bits of caramel. This looks horrendous, truthfully, but oh my gosh, it is good. I'm so pleasantly surprised. Oh my gosh. But then again, he's black and we generally know how to cook, so one more bite. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyways, I've been on a spend hiatus because I just wanted to kind of test myself and my willpower when it came to spending, because sometimes I get a little frivolous, but at the same time I still kind of budget for it. So I guess maybe it's not really considered a frivolous purchase when you budget for it. But in some ways I feel like because I think I say it's frivolous because it's something that I don't necessarily need, but at the same time, some of these products I use regularly and just got like the replenished or the full-size version of it. So that's kind of why I decided to purchase it. Yeah, so there's no particular order that I'm gonna go in here. Let's start with the samples. This is the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. Whoop, come on and focus, boo. There you go. I love Drunk Elephant products. Other than some of the other brands that I've mentioned on my channel, they're one that is like really, really good. I feel like they're pretty neutral. I feel like if you have, or regardless of the type of skin type that you have, I feel like their products will basically work for everybody. So they're a brand that I kind of like. And they're not a black owned brand, but I mean, you guys know that I do try other brands that aren't black owned brands, because some other brands do actually work well with my skin, and Drunk Elephant is one of those. I got a combination situation going on. Let's read this. Y'all, sometimes when it comes to the samples, I just be picking up everything and anything just because it sounds interesting. Like if it's not for hair and it's not makeup, for the most part, I'll probably put it in my cart. So we have the TLC Sukari Baby Facial. It's got chickpea flour in it, 25% AHA, 2% BHA, good for resurfacing, which is really good because like I've got some issues down here. I feel like I'm getting more like scars, even though I've been really careful recently, but it's all good. And then on the other side, there's this Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil that helps nourish and balance. And then the last sample that I got is this Peony and Blush Suede Cologne perfume from Jo Malone. All right, so let's start with the product that I bought just to like replenish, and that's really just the Fat Water, the full-size one from Fenty Skin. This is another one that I was replenishing because I literally just ran out of this, I think, if not last night, then the night before. I love Tatcha skincare. Okay, Tatcha is a Japanese brand, and aside from black-owned brands that really do work for me, with the exception of Rosen so far, that's really the only black-owned brand that I've tried out so far. Mind you, I haven't tried out all the black-owned skincare brands, but that's just one whose products I probably won't ever buy again just because my skin didn't really like them. And that's okay. Doesn't mean that it's a bad company or bad products or anything. It just means it didn't work for me. But Tatcha is one of those non-black brands that my skin loves. Love, 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 love. Their stuff is so good. It's so luxurious. I feel like they use some of the best ingredients in their products, and it reflects on your skin. You feel it. You see it almost immediately. I swear to you. Like, at least that's how it's been for me. I can't speak for everybody, of course, but that's how it's been for me. So Tatcha will always be a brand that I think that I'll keep for. Unless they do some really off-the-wall racist type stuff, I will support them. Yeah, so this is the rice wash from Tatcha. These next two are from the same company. First heard of this company or this brand and this product from a skincare influencer that I follow named James Welsh. And I swear I could talk about skincare all day. You guys know this by now. And which is the reason why I am subscribed to his channel. All he does is talk about skincare, and I love that about him. Glow Recipe. So I love those dewdrops. That's what they're called. Dewdrops. They are so good. It keeps my face hydrated so much throughout the night, like when I'm awake, when I'm awake. And then when I wake up, my face is not like bone dry, like the pillow just sucked all the moisture out. So because I like the dewdrop so much, I decided to go on Sephora, pick out a couple other products from the same watermelon range. So the first one I got is this Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. It's tiny. I wonder if I meant to get the mini version. But this is what it looks like. And then I got the Watermelon Glow, obviously same range, PHA and BHA Pore Tight Toner that's hydrating and pore redefining. Now this is huge. And this is the Cherry Treat Conditioning Lip Oil from Fenty Skin. But that was my little haul. It is 6 o'clock and I have stuff that I have to do. I won't be done until 11 o'clock tonight, but that's okay because my day will be a little bit more manageable tomorrow. And I'm going to keep it pushing.